Mongolia is a landlocked country bordered by China and Russia, and about 1/3 of Mongolia's population live as nomads and are dispersed throughout the country. The country is filled with vast amounts of green lands, endless miles of desert mountains, beautiful lakes, and inactive volcanoes. While doing research about Eastern Asia, I found that not much was documented on the history of Mongolia, the country itself, or the customs. So I decided to take it into my own hands and really see how people in Mongolia live their day-to-day lives. And of course, focus on their biggest festival of the year, Naadam.
Bayır Naadam. Good Naadam.
Alright, so this is a traditional Mongolian attire. I'm so excited to get it put on for the Naadam festival. It shows a big sign of respect if you really look like you're trying to include yourself in the culture, and I mean that's exactly what we're doing here. We want to be more local, we want to fit in a little bit more and see what it's like on all ends. So we're really excited. So I was lucky enough to be taught by Argon, a world-renowned archery champion, or so we thought. Oh, this is better. No one to hit.
This one?
Yeah. You do first. Let's have the master show us how it's done before I attempt to do this. Wow. Wow. Okay, now my turn. No? Let's put this, okay. So like this, right?
Yeah.
This.
To bring this in.
Okay. And now go. That did not work out. Try number 2 together. Okay. This. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Here goes my thing. Not bad for a first try. Madre mia, that hurts. Oof. Oof. Thank you so much for coming out and helping me. I was a mess, but it worked out, okay? So right over there is the target. It is extremely far, but I think with my newfound skills, I can reach it. Whoa! That was a nice spider in my hair. Okay, now we're about to see our friend Zergot do his magic.
Oh!
He missed his shot. Not as professional as we thought. So for me, the horse racing was the craziest part of the entire trip in Mongolia. I have never seen kids from the ages of 3 to 7 ride horses, let alone race. And you know, what I was shocked about was that even if the kid falls off, which we saw, the horse keeps going on up till the end and they could still win the race, which was mind-blowing for me. So I was shocked that the kids were able to stay on with such big hail. I mean, coming from San Diego, I've never even seen anything like that, let alone would be able to ride a horse. Imagine racing a horse with this hitting at your face. This is how big the hail is right now. That is insane. The next part of the competition was wrestling, which I of course did not take part of, if you can't tell. And the competition has no cutoff time, so it is all about durability. Whoever hits the ground first loses, but that means that someone can be wrestling for 20 minutes, 5 minutes, or even up to 4 hours. So we pretty much spent a lot of time watching this. There's also no weight requirement or age. This means that an adult male can wrestle against a tiny kid if they are signed up to compete in the same competition. We just got invited to the mayor's table, so we're about to go sit with them, watch some wrestling, and no, so excited.
Look very Turkish. Here is Ayrık.
Ayrık.
This is fermented mare milk.
Ah, fermented mare milk. Okay, I've been wanting to try this.
Yes, this is area in Mongolia best fermented mare milk. It's called Ayrık. This is a place from Saihan.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. Cheers. Let's just say I did not really enjoy the fermented mare's milk, and neither did my stomach. What is your favorite? What should I try?
I suggest you to have this.
That one? Hort.
Yeah.
Hort.
Arroz.
Titles you get. The first one is the lion. No, the
Lion, yeah, in a province.
The lion
Naadam.
Province Naadam. The first one is considered the lion, and then the highest is the eagle.
No, lion is the highest.
So lion is the highest.
Lion, elephant, and eagle.
Okay, lion, elephant, and eagle. And you? What are you?
I am a village wrestler and I am an elephant of the village.
Elephant of the village. Okay. So after the Naadam festival finished, which lasted about 3 days, we drove down to stay with our first Mongolian herding family. So can't wait to show you guys. We drove into the mountains and off the road to find the next nomadic family we were going to stay with. These families spend their day herding the animals and also live in gers, which are small portable tent-like structures that can be broken down and transported very easily. They are dome-shaped and made of pieces of wood and covered with felt that usually comes from sheep. With a stove in the middle, families not only sleep in their gers, but they cook and eat all their meals in there as well. So this is the process for making arol.
Одоо эхлээд хамгийн эхлээд үхрээ саана. Саасан суугаа оруулж ирээд хөөрүүлнэ. Хөөрүүлээд ингэж өрөм загсаана. Загсаасан суугийнхаа өрмийг хамаад тараг бүрнэ. Бүрсэн таргаа буцалгаад гаргаж шүүгээд аарч болгож байгаа. Даад нь зүсээд ааруул болгоно. За өнөөдөр хаашаач явахгүй махгүй.
Шаржимын тасаж авч байна.
So something I loved about this experience is that I taught them how to cheers in Spanish while we were drinking and sharing a big dinner, and they taught me a traditional ankle bone game.
Pa arriba.
Pa arriba.
Pa abajo.
Pa abajo.
Pa el centro.
Pa el centro.
Pa dentro.
Pa dentro.
Wow.
Sotora. Gracias, thank you so much. Oh, you have to take it out.
Wow.
Horse, camel, sheep, goat. Okay,
Okay.
that is how you win this game.
Orang hanya ni.
And one. Okay, let's look at this. So other person may be right.
Bien.
Thank you so much. I have a hangover too. Thank you. So as I mentioned before, we really wanted to integrate ourselves with the families and really have them show us what they do on a day-to-day basis. So I joined them in milking of the yaks and the horses as well. So let's see how I do. I'm gonna milk my It took me about an hour to get this much milk, and it took her maybe 5 minutes to do that. Let's just say milking is not for me. So we're about to herd the sheep. He is teaching us some of his daily routines that they do. They do this in the morning and night, and yeah, let's see how hard this is. So I have not ridden a horse in years, but I actually very much enjoyed the herding process. Horses in Mongolia are about 70% wild, even if they have owners. So keeping the horse on track was the difficult part. But once I got the hang of it, I spent a couple hours bringing the animals back to the gears and helped them continue their day-to-day tasks.
When I get there, I'll break in your arms, I'll lose control. When I get there, I'll know the answer. Let me know when I get closer. Winterland, you're my sailing ship. Guide me when you head for your trip, right out of this wicked black and into bright sand. Straight toward the warm sun.
So this is the second family we've actually stayed with since we've been in Mongolia, and I'm gonna ask a few questions to Urtach about her day-to-day and what it's like being a herding family. How many times a year do you move, and why?
Олон үн малчин хүмүүс бол цагаа гаргахаан байдалд тий засцууд тэгээ малынхаа одоо бэлчээр аль бэлчээр сайн таргалж байна. Тэр талаар нь бол олон жилд 4 биш тэрнээс ч олон нүүж болно. 4 удаад л 4 удаа.
What are the biggest dangers you face as a herding family?
Тэгээ малчин хүн одоо байгалийнхаа аюулын өмнө бол босоогоор л байдаг хүн шүү дээ. Одоо тэгэл шүн одоо ингээл 100-ны цагт ихтэл бороо орлоо, дуутай шуутай бороо орно, захилгаан захин, хонь урууд нь хоньны өмнө тэгэл ерөөсөн малчин хүн чинь тэр чигээр л хонио хориол байж байна. Өвөл хаврын шуурга байна. Шуурга засан чинь тэгэл бас л морин дил дээр л малныхаа өмнө л байж шүү дээ.
Thank you. A ver, high five. This adventure through Mongolia is by far the most authentic experience I've had on any trip. It was rough, it was emotional, and it tested my limits. But it was also empowering, beautiful, and unforgettable. While the land was stunning, the festivities very fun, and the animals incredible to be around. The most important part of this trip was breaking barriers and connecting with people.